It's Halloween there, Dracula Frankie, here in the podcast, and I am a giant panda. A panda. Happy Halloween from us pandas. Actually, Frankie, I couldn't possibly do an entire podcast like this. Hey, Vampire Frankie MacDonald.
I'm doing good so far.
Want to see my actual costume, Vampire Frankie MacDonald?
Yeah.
Here I am, Frankie.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not. There it is.
I like to say hi, Joey only.
Yeah.
Say hi, Joey only.
What's that?
Say hi, Joey only.
Hi, oi, oi.
Joey only.
Joy, oi.
I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Meteorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. I'm on this podcast every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Joey only used to work for Vancouver Giants, Western Hockey League team. He used to work. He's a big fan of Prince George Cougars. It's on Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel, Caribou Weather Dude Joey only. With Joel Stover, Brandon Help, Image of Cookie Bailey, and Gabriel Alvarado, and all those guys. It's on CFUR 88.7 FM and Prince George, the CKUW 95.9 FM, Winnipeg, and CFBX 92.5 FM, and Caleb's is on Rogers, K-Wax TV in Vancouver Island. And Joey Ollie's a really nice guy. I'm on his podcast every Thursday nights. I talk about the weather and things like this, and best luck there. I'm Frank MacDonald. You're listening to Joey Only Show every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Say hi, Joey Only.
Hi, Joy, oi.
Yeah. You like that, Frankie? Yeah. Scooby-Doo instead of a... Actually, was that a panda? I was going to say it was a polar bear because that'd be much funnier. Okay, Dracula Frankie. This isn't actually my costume either, Dracula Frankie. Do you want to see my actual costume?
Yeah.
Okay, here comes my actual costume. Give me a second. I can't possibly do an entire show like that, Frankie. That would make me crazy. Here you go. Ready?
Yeah.
This is my Halloween costume. There you go. I'm Joey Only. Welcome to the Meteorological Report. It's Halloween, everybody. This is, but it's not, it's only astronomical Halloween, Frankie. Meteorological Halloween doesn't happen until sometime in November. I don't know if you knew about this. Meteorological Halloween. It's different. It's different than, this is a show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. I'm Joey Only, like I said, up here in Wells, British Columbia, 3,135 feet above sea level. And it's a wonderful Halloween evening. It is. We are broadcasting on CFR Radio 88.7 FM in Prince George, CKUW 95.9 in Winnipeg, and CFBX 92.5 in Kamloops. Plus, you can find us on Rogers television outlets on Vancouver Island. So I'm here with my panel of meteorologists. Of course, Vampire Frankie MacDonald's here to give us a world weather report from this world and another world, of course, as well. And Brandon Hauk was here. He was dressed up as I told him it was culturally inappropriate what he was wearing, so he's gone to put a different costume on, Frankie. And he will be back. He'll be back. Oh, that inappropriate Brandon. You know how he is. Yeah. And we got Hilding Donaldson, except I don't
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Hilding.
Okay,
well, Hilding's been spent 25 minutes trying to get his microphone to work, so he's here just in time. So Brandon right now is the invisible man, and Hilding was the silent man. And Karen Richards, one of the moderators from Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, is here as well from Prince George. So that is who we got so far. Pre-show, Mark, during the, here in the live stream, Mark Ingalls checked in. He was out trick-or-treating in Halloween, Frankie. You know, it's the last day of October, Frankie. Are you going to fall your clock forward 1 hour tonight?
Not tonight. Not till November 2nd or 3rd. Fall back.
Well, you gotta be careful. I'm a trickster more than I am a treater. All right, everybody. Frankie MacDonald, how you doing so far, buddy?
I'm doing great so far. The weather all across North America. There's got some heavy rain in the forecast in Ontario and causing snow in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario on Halloween evening as well. They brought rain and snow in southern Ontario. In North Bay, Greater Sudbury, and Sault Ste. Marie brought lots of rain on Halloween. In Vancouver had rain and showers forecast. They got rain in Portland, Oregon on Halloween as well. It's going to bring the cold front going through Nova Scotia tomorrow as well. Then it got a cold front going through Sydney, Nova Scotia tomorrow. It's going to return to cooler temperatures again Then they got next set of warm temperatures coming next week as well. Warm air and cold air fighting each other that time of the year. Colder weather heading for Ontario. Got warm weather heading for Ontario, summer-like weather next week possible. In Toronto, all the way down to winter in Ohio with high winds and warm temperatures in Ohio, including Indiana, Illinois, and severe weather in Illinois and tornadoes, including parts of Arkansas and things like this. They got really warm weather in Carolinas and Georgia next week as well in November. Then they got some summer-like temperatures that could even reach North Bay, Ontario, Ottawa, Montreal, where Base Guy lives next week as well.
I guess people in Sudbury, North Bay won't be so, upset about having their Halloween ruined by rain and snow today, Frankie.
And you got the rain in Sudbury, snow in Timmins, where Kinsiclump is at.
Yeah, it's not a nice Halloween for them. They have the worst weather in Canada right now.
Kinsiclump's area, Timmins.
Yeah. What else is going on? What about Transylvania?
And
What about Transylvania, Frankie?
And then weather all across North America. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Guatemala, Costa Rica, and all those places. Then they got really powerful storm in the Cal with none of it with some flurries in the forecast. As of right now, they got another low pressure system ahead for Alaska. They had a Typhoon Conray struck Taiwan.
Yeah, that's how you know it was a typhoon.
It was really bad. Then they got some rain in Texas, things like this. And they got lots of rain and thunderstorms going through somewhere in Missouri. Then they got really warm temperatures in Ontario. They got warm temperatures in California. They got cooler temperatures and warm temperatures fighting each other in California. More rain in forecast next week in British Columbia, including snow in the BC interior and Alberta. It's really cold up in Alberta, Yukon, Northwest Territories. Even Nunavut. They got a big storm heading for Anchorage, Alaska, and all those places next week as well. Lots of rain thunderstorms going on in Guatemala, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Nigeria, Honduras, and all of Panama and all those places. Weather all across South America. Lots of rain thunderstorms going on in Rio de Janeiro right now. So got some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast in Venezuela. Lots of rain thunderstorms in Colombia, parts of Peru, parts of Ecuador, parts of Bolivia, and all those places. It's really dry in northern Chile right now. In southern Chile, it's raining in coast areas and snow up in the mountains. And they got some rain in the weather in parts of northern Argentina next week as well. Then lots of rain thunderstorms going on in the Amazon rainforest right now, including Rio de Janeiro's in the rainy season. In Stanley, Falkland Islands, it got warm air, cold air fighting each other in Stanley, Falkland Islands. Warm weather heading for England this Saturday and Sunday coming up. Then they got snow up in Norway, Finland, Sweden, and rain in coast areas. They got really warm weather in France, Spain, Portugal with showers in the forecast. Lots of warm weather in Italy, Germany, Poland, and all those places, including Bosnia, Croatia, Serbia, Romania, Albania, Greece, and even Turkey. They got really cold weather in Moscow, Russia, and Minsk, Belarus, and those places, in Kyiv, Ukraine, and Crimea, and all those places, and Sochi, and all those places. And then they got some really cold air there right now. And got snow flurries and forecasts. They got snow in western Russia next week as well. And typhoons just struck Taiwan. They got weather in Taiwan is going to bring some showers in the forecast for a major cleanup. Then they got a whole lot of rain and wind in southern Japan, including Tokyo and Kyoto this Saturday coming up. Remnants of Typhoon Conray hitting for Japan and South Coast of South Korea as well. And North Korea and Vladivostok, Russia is going to be spared by Typhoon Conray.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad one, eh?
Siberia's getting really cold. Mongolia's lots of cold weather in Mongolia right now, in parts of Siberia right now. In Hong Kong, Philippines. Right now, we've got showers and thunderstorms in the forecast in Philippines, including Thailand and Croatia, Thailand and Cambodia, and Vietnam and Laos and all those places, and Malaysia and Singapore right now. Indonesia's getting the rainy season real soon.
What else, Frankie?
Really dry weather in Perth, Australia right now. And they got some really hot temperatures up in northern Australia. And they got lots of thunderstorms and rain as far as southern India and Sri Lanka. In New Delhi, India's in the dry season. Bangladesh and Myanmar is getting into dry season as well. Lots of rain thunderstorms in the forecast in Indonesia, including parts of Pakistan. It's really dry in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and in western Iran, and bring lots of rain forecasts as well as Iraq and Syria. You got some showers in the forecast. So showers and thunderstorms up in northern Saudi Arabia as well. In Ethiopia, there's lots of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast in Ethiopia right now. up around northern Africa. Over in Egypt and Libya, it's really dry right now. In Algeria, Morocco, Nigeria, and Ghana, it's getting the dry season. Their rainy season's coming to an end there. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Angola, northern Angola right now. Then it's going to bring some showers forecast in eastern Namibia. Down South Africa, they got brief colder air heading for there next week as well. Mozambique and Madagascar. It's lots of rain and thunderstorms going on there right now. And still pretty dry in Mozambique right now. Madagascar is gradually getting a rainy season. So is La Reunion and Mauritius Islands. In Perth, Australia, it's really, really dry and hot right now in Perth, Australia. Their summer starts on December 21st. Thunderstorms in the forecast in parts of New South Wales, Australia. Lots of cold air and snow in the mountains and rain in the coastal areas of New Zealand. And Invercargill starting to get some colder air too. It's really warm in North Island, New Zealand. They get showers in the forecast. Got warm air and cold air fighting each other in Auckland, New Zealand. Barry'smount, New Zealand. Nelson, New Zealand. Gisborne, New Zealand. New Plymouth and Hamilton, Wellington, New Zealand. And Nelson, New Zealand. Invercargill, New Zealand. They got some warm air and cold air fighting each other. Maddie Jordan's in Antarctic research stations right now. In the end of November, there'll be 24-hour daylight in Antarctica. Around November 18th, the last sunset takes place on Barrow, Alaska.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in Antarctica right now on Halloween. That's the night that the Thing turns into a mutant dog with 6 heads and.
I'm here. Things are good so here. I am Dracula. Things are good so here.
Hey, Dracula, it's me, other Dracula over here.
Oh, Dracula. Things are good so here.
Things are great so far here, over here, other Dracula. How's the weather in Transylvania?
Oh, here in Transylvania right now.
Want to see something awesome, Dracula?
Yeah. Hey, everybody, it's Frank now. Fireworks is going off right now. It's a great time. I'm doing great so far. Things are going really well. I'm having a great day. The fireworks are going off right now. It's me, Frank MacDonald. Things are going really well on my side. I'm having a great day. And lots of fireworks are going off right now. It's a special day for Frank MacDonald.
Karen, Hilding, you got something for
Frankie?
Vampire Frankie?
What? Hey, Karen. I was watching the fireworks on Halloween.
How is my weather going to be this weekend?
Then it got cold air in British Columbia. They got cold air in Nova Scotia on Saturday as well.
How are my Prince Cougars going to do this
They're doing
weekend?
great so far in the season.
What did you
Thank
do
you,
for
Frankie.
Halloween earlier today, Frankie? Besides,
I was at the Dooley's in City, Nova Scotia, Blacktown, and things like this. Went for a walk and things like this. I was watching the fireworks and things like this in Daniels. And guess what? I was on another podcast down in the States before I went on your podcast.
and you didn't do any trick-or-treating because you haven't done that since 1997, haven't you?
I did last time I did trick or treating. That was on October 31st, 2001. I was in my first year in high school back then.
Is the weather the same in Sydney as it is here?
Weather's colder in British Columbia because it brought snow up in the mountains and things like this. And Wyoming had a big snowstorm back on Tuesday, brought 6 to 12 inches of snow in Caspian, Wyoming.
Yeah, they had some of the worst weather this week. And you know what else? They had some thunderstorms in Alberta that produced some pretty big hail, Frankie.
Yes.
And Brandon Houck was on the case, and it was probably because of Brandon Houck that a weather warning was put out by Environment Canada. They got 10 to 20 centimeters coming to southern British Columbia there Friday. And we got some snow. We got some snow from the forecast. I think Brandon Houck is finally out of his inappropriate costume and into one that's more appropriate. And it's time for the Brandon Houck report, most officially. Brandon Houck out there in Brooks, Alberta, the radio weatherman. The Brandon Houck report.
The Brandon Houck Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Houck Report.
I'd like to call this the Mad Weatherman Report here because he's a madman. He is. He totally is. And yes, a happy Halloween to everybody watching this crazy show tonight, yes. All right, so as we talk about the ghostly and the godlies and and how about the most scariest things of them all tonight? Well, first off, we had a significant warm up through the weekend. And then how about Monday got very interesting with some ghouly little thunderstorms that rolled off the foothills there. And ooh, my, those thunderstorms, they had a little bit of punch and they had a little bit of power to them. Oh, yes, they did. And my, oh, my, we definitely had some hail coming out of those things about the size of loonies and maybe even the size of toonies there back on Monday night. And those storms, they went severe warned. We got severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for those thunderstorms. And man, this hair is as crazy as my original hairdo. That is for sure. My, oh my. Now, as we go into like Monday to Tuesday, we at least saw that little bit of a cool down, and eventually some of that, the thunderstorms went over to snow. So we went from thunderstorms to thunder snow to snow, and it was a quick, easy, spooky little blast of snow there. And then as we went through the middle part of this week, temperatures remained on the cool side. And here we are, we're dealing with some spooky fog. Oh, yes, spooky, spooky, spooky fog. Into the weekend with a little bit of a high pressure system that's kind of hanging out over the area there. And oh my, we're going to continue to see a couple systems crossing over the Rockies, maybe spill a few snow showers here and there, but the more significant amounts of snow likely into the Rocky Mountains there. Oh, yeah, the good old Rocky Mountains. And then as we go into middle part of next week, looks like we're going to stay right around the seasonal average or maybe even just slightly above one. Oh, yeah. So that sounds pretty good. Indeed, indeed. And I'd say that is what I got so far. The Wild Weatherman Report. Oh, yeah.
What about any jokes? You got any jokes there, Brandon?
Oh, some ghostly, ghouly jokes. How about a good old-fashioned... so, good old-fashioned knock-knock jokes here, hey?
No, I meant like your stories of the week. Oops, I'm
Stories
terrible
of
at
the
this.
week. Yes. Some wild, ghouly, ghostly stories of the week, I have to say. McDonald's finally fixed their ice cream machine. Well, they finally figured out that they can fix their ice cream machine. Gen Z is bringing out back the grandma's house coats. I thought that was pretty awesome, too. And, oh, yes, I did. I didn't read many jokes, Dan, this week. Probably because I've just been wildly busy. But yeah, somebody decides to spend 6 hours at the buffet. Could you imagine spending 6 hours at the buffet just eating all you want? I don't know. That just sounds like goosely, goaly, and ghouly to me.
All right, well, thank you very much, Mad Professor. We'll move on now to Hilding. Crazy Hilding there, who's dressed up as a murderous cowboy.
I don't know what I should say exactly. The past week has been too warm for snow, but it's felt like it was going to, but it hasn't really been the chill. The wind has been a bit chilly, but we haven't had the chill settling down in. It hasn't even been freezing very much at nights. Yesterday all day it snowed, wet, heavy snow, but it just melted as fast as it hit the ground. I had no snow on the ground last night. I got up this morning, and there was a light skiff on the ground, and throughout the day, as it melted, it kept on adding a little bit to it. So there's a wee little skiff of snow out there, barely enough to make tracks in. We're enjoying the moisture anyway. And I'm kind of happy because I haven't got firewood collected yet. I'm waiting to get my pickup is in the shop getting repaired, and I need to get some firewood together as soon as I get the truck out of the shop. So that's kind of been my priority. The past couple of days I've been calling back and forth looking for parts.
Billy Green is asking in the chat if you can get hypothermia or frostbite, at 0 degrees. The answer is, I cannot get frostbite at 0 degrees. I am a skeleton. What about you, Brandon? Can you get frostbite at 0 degrees?
Oh, probably not. My skin's already been through the dumpster.
Hello, Joey Only, and the Meteorological Report Gang. A little gloomy out today, getting cold. You guys all know that. You know who it really sucks for? The homeless. There's more and more all the time. Numbers are up. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
And you know what else is up? Amputations. Mostly people freezing and being homeless. And that kind of fits the theme of the day. Death and despair. Mostly on the despair side. When you think about the future, as kids do, you know what? Kids are having a hard time.
Yeah, well, you know, that's for getting amputations, and that's how, you know, how this happened. Okay. Well, thanks very much for the report there, Kelly. Very, no, it's true. You know, freezing to death is a very real way to die in Canada. Let's just bring it down to the horrific reality of life in Canada. You can die if you don't have a home. On that note, Karen Richards, what's going on in Prince George tonight?
It's a little bit cool. Beautiful clear skies, though. No snow, no rain, no nothing for tonight for trick-or-treaters.
Okay, what kind of candy were you giving the children?
We gave them suckers, chocolate treats, and those horrible caramel candies that you could not even take the peel off.
Any of the
Right.
candy corn.
Yeah, well, I've been
No.
telling people you gotta check your candy corns for tornadoes.
No candy corn. No candy corn. That's just wrong.
When is Meteorological Halloween?
Oh, well, that is when the clock strikes midnight tonight.
Yeah,
Right.
there actually is no Meteorological Halloween or astronomical Halloween. It's not like the seasons, is it, Frankie? Is there a Meteorological Halloween, Frankie?
There's no such thing.
No such thing as Meteorological Halloween. Is there such thing as a Dracula, Frankie?
And vampire Dracula is in the movies and wearing vampire veins.
What about them kids this week? What do you think they were doing tonight?
Kids are trick or treating and things like this.
You think they're smashing pumpkins, maybe?
Some of those kids are smashing pumpkins and things like this.
Yeah, those teenagers and trolls, eh, Frankie?
Yeah, especially those teenagers and things like this.
To Kaisi Lake Resort, they're going to be, the fire department is going to put on fireworks from 9 till 11. So
Yeah, that's quite the fireworks display Frankie saw there, eh? Like, I was really impressed. And just the timing of it, and then the look in Frankie's eye, and he's like, hey, there's fireworks. You know, I just thought it was like one of the best Frankie videos of all time. Of all time. So what's your favorite Halloween memory, Frankie?
That means that Halloween trick or treating things like this when I was a kid and things like this. And base guy's doing good so far. Where I'm not getting hit by Debbie.
You're not?
Base guy is.
Okay.
What was the best candy you ever got, Frankie?
Chips and things like this and candy.
Was there people who gave you like those crappy caramel things that
The things I don't like is Halloween kisses.
yeah, that's what they're called, the Halloween kisses? They come in like an orange wrapper and they have little
Yes.
and everyone's just cheap and just gets those, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was so cheap I didn't get anything. I just turned my lights off and was like, my kids aren't here.
well, the year that we spent the whole night in the church basement and watched the boys go driving circles around the block waiting for us to leave so they could smash the windows. That was kind of a neat one.
Smashing the windows.
Well, 3 years in a row that we had a private school in the basement of the church, and 3 years in a row the neighbor boys came and smashed out all the windows. This is up in Alberta when I was a boy. The fourth year we decided to sit in the basement of the church with the lights on all night, and they kept driving around the block, like driving past to see whether we were going to leave or not, so they could come smash the windows.
So you got them that time, or did they show up, or what happened?
No, they didn't show up. But then the day after Halloween, one of the neighbors came over and shot a hole through one of the windows, and that ended up being that it wasn't associated with Halloween, but we thought it was because it happened right at that time.
That's pretty bad. You guys shooting a hole in your windows, eh? Yeah. What about you, Dr. Chaos?
The doctor here. Well, I would say it was the year 2003 when we had over 20 centimeters of snow. Ooh, that was a ghoulish, creepy night. In blizzard conditions. and minus 20-degree temperatures. Wind chills felt like minus 30. And I went out as a hockey player. I'll never forget that. The coldest, probably the worst Halloween ever. And the most scariest one, too. Yes.
Speaking as a polar bear, my favorite Halloween memory was the time that
Polar bears eat dead things.
I found some children unattended and was able to eat them. Yes. Yeah, always a problem there in Churchill, Manitoba. Never know. Did you see that video this week of the polar bear just running past that guy's place in Churchill?
Oh, he's running from the cops.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like this polar bear just goes flying past this guy's house, just giving it.
Yesterday we had an ostrich.
That's right. Talk to us about the mysterious ostrich of Alberta.
Yes, the mysterious ostrich of Alberta. So I get this, I see this notification off buy and sell in the county of Newell. Yes, somebody's missing an ostrich, and he's on the loose. And he was on the loose. He was running down the road right down to Lake Newell. That's right, heading right down to Lake Newell. And somebody got a picture of it. And she said, "Sorry, folks, I'm going to be late for work because I'm right behind this ostrich running down the road." And well, finally, the ostrich got caught today, 4 or 5 hours ago, and returned to its owners. But yeah, went on a little excursion all around the county of Newell in the last day and a half.
Well, you were saying after, in your post that the ostrich is now safe, but I'm wondering, like, is it a farmed ostrich? Like, is it actually safe now?
No.
Or is it, going to be burger in a month? Like, especially that one. That's the one that runs away. He knows how to escape. Grind him up into a paste and feed him to hippies at a festival. Ostrich burgers here. Get your ostrich burgers. You never had an ostrich burger? They're pretty good, man.
American Thanksgiving's coming up on November the 28th. Travel's going to be so busy down the States.
Did I ever tell you about the time, Frankie, that my friends had to move to Ottawa, and they made a new friend when they were there. This is when we were kids. They made a new friend at school, and the friend came to the Thanksgiving dinner that we had. We were serving peacock instead of, because they came from a farm, and one of the things they had in their farm was peacocks. So they're serving, but we didn't want to tell the city girl that it was peacock because she'd be very upset. So we told her it was African chicken. I was probably in grade 7 or 8 at the time, and then all dinner long she kept going on like, "Wow, I've never had African chicken. It's so good." And everybody at the table just kept a straight face, like, African chicken. Yeah, you can think what you want. Did I ever tell you the story, Frankie, about the ostrich on the loose in Frankfurt, Ontario?
Yeah, there was a bear on the loose somewhere in Canada earlier in the week.
There was a bear on the loose somewhere in Canada earlier in the week. More than one, probably, Frank.
Brandon, somewhere up north, there's a bear on the loose.
Running from the cops, I think. That was the bear, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one, eh? The polar bear. Yeah, Frankie, my friend Neil Bruck and I, we were on his farm growing up there, and we were about 16, 17 years old, and so him and I were driving in his little Chevette that he had, and we're driving up the farm past the barn, and then we seen this thing out in the middle of the road there, eh? So I says to Neil, "What's that thing out there?" And Neil says, "I think that's a horse or something." I said, "That's not a horse. I think it's an ostrich." And Neil's like, "No, it can't be. And then we pulled up to it, and it was an ostrich. And then we're like, somebody had this ostrich on the gravel road. So, like, let's see how fast this ostrich can go. So we honked at it, and I yelled out the window.
Trey Campbell's doing stand-up comedy again tonight.
Is he? Well, I yelled out the window at this ostrich, Frankie. "Run, ostrich!" Right? And Neil yelled and honked, and
I found it on Roger the Wild Child's gone to Las Vegas, too.
And then we got the ostrich running, Frankie. And then he ran really fast, and he ran into the forest finally. And then we're like, "Wow, that was weird, an ostrich." And then we remembered that there was this kid who had developmental handicaps, or he had a disease, I think it was. He was going to die of this disease. And his dad had this agreement with the Bowmanville Zoo that the animals they were rebuilding the pen for all these different animals. And there's sort of like a holding area away from the zoo was this guy's farm. That was about 3 kilometers from Neil's place. And we went there, and the guy had all these eagles and birds, and there was monkeys. There's all this weird stuff. And then we're telling him about the ostrich, and he's like, well, that one got away. I'll never catch that one. I'll just have to feed it to the tigers, I guess, if we can't see them. And we're like, tigers? And he had tigers in his barn, Frankie. I'm not kidding you. The Bowmanville Zoo is rebuilding the tiger pen, and this guy had tigers in his basement. We went and then, we're like, I hope we get to see the tiger, and then, of course, he's like, hey, want to see the tiger now? We're like, yes. No, please, could we see your tiger?
Does he know Mike Tyson by any hand?
Of the tigers and the ostrich, Frankfurt, Ontario. True story. Neil Bruck, if he's watching, he will confirm. He's probably not watching right now, but he can confirm this is a true story.
We had a petting zoo at Taylor when I lived up at Fort St. John, and the man who ran the petting zoo had got in a pair of Siberian tigers, and it would snow, and they'd get all excited, and they'd tear their cage open and go out and start walking around town. But they were pets, and people were scared of them. And these tigers were like, you could walk up to them and pet them and roll them around in the snow and play with them like it was funny, like dogs, But of course, they were dangerous too. They could have chosen, but they didn't even know how to. All they ever ate was food that was given to them from when they were little. They didn't know how to be predators. And he'd have to go out and catch them and take them back home again.
Yeah, and here's the District of Wells giving me a hard time about my dog walking 100 feet from my property. Dr. Chaos.
Dr. Chaos. I like that. I like that a lot, Dr. Chaos. Okay. What else did I find out this week? Oh, yes, Crocs being banned in school. And, yes. Not much went on this week. My goodness, it's kind of quiet. But yes, I found out that the back door to hell was in southern Mexico this week. The back door to hell in the church, right at a church. So that's kind of creepy.
Polar bear, Frankie, have you seen him anywhere?
I don't see polar bears in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Polar bears could be somewhere else up north.
Yeah, I got one in my house right now. Hey, hi, Frankie, I'm a polar bear. It's me, the polar bear, Frankie.
Things are great so far.
Things are great so far, polar bear. All that and more here in the Meteorological Report. And Halloween was ruined for Central Ontario. Lots of rain, snow up through Kapuskasing. I wish I lived in Kapuskasing so I could say Kapuskasing like 50 times a day.
Kapuskasing, then you got Wawa. Wawa's pretty cool to say 50 times a day.
Yeah, well, you know how Wawa was founded was people were hitchhiking across Canada and got stuck in this place where nothing existed, and they're like, well, I've been stuck here for so long, I guess I'll build a house. And then enough people got stuck there hitchhiking that they decided to call it Wawa. Here's some interesting news. So Caitlin Escott grew up here in Wells. In fact, I helped her mom put her tires in her she's getting her tires changed to winter tires, and I went over and helped her put her mom put it. So Caitlin Escott has acquired 2 more Canadian Sport Parachuting Association wingsuits records for speed in the open and female categories. She set a record of 275.48 kilometers per hour in a wingsuit. Jumping, don't talk about like a wingsuit. Like it's 275 kilometers an hour. And she had this crash a year and a half ago, maybe I'm thinking, where she like broke a whole bunch of bones. Like was mashed. And like, oh, well, you probably never wingsuit around again. And she said, no, I can wingsuit some more. And she went to the gym every day and worked hard and pushed herself. And there she is. Yeah, Caitlin Escott setting a Canadian wingsuit record, 275 kilometers an hour. I've never traveled that fast except for in a plane.
I've gone about that fast in a train. Yes, I have.
Oh, yeah, you were on the bullet train there, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got a couple of Frankie videos. You want to see some Frankie videos?
Yes, okay. For sure.
Okay, time to go for some Frankie videos. Here we go, Frankie. Frankie MacDonald videos of the week.
Hurricane warning, earthquake warning, hurricane warning, earthquake warning. Hey everybody, here's my 2025 Atlantic hurricane season forecast. 2025 Atlantic hurricane season is going to be really active. It's going to be really above average hurricane season. It's going to be way much above average hurricane season. 2025 Atlantic hurricane season is going to bring 25 named storms, 18 hurricanes, and 10 major hurricanes. Going to bring a whole lot of hurricanes all across eastern United States, going all the way from Florida all the way to Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland, Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, even Quebec and Ontario, even Wisconsin and Illinois and Indiana, and all those places. It's going to bring a lot of hurricanes in Carolinas, including Virginia and Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. Be cautious, be extra prepared. Keep an eye on the swords. Don't let your guard down. Keep your guard up. Since 2025 Atlantic hurricane season is going to be really much average hurricane season, and hurricanes is going to may even reach United Kingdom like England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and parts of Spain, Portugal, France, and Azores, and Bermuda, and all those places, and may even reach Norway, Finland, Sweden. All those places going to bring much above average Atlantic hurricane season 2025. Don't let your guard down. Keep your guard up, because the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season starts on June 1st, 2025. It's going from June 1st, 2025 until November 30th, 2025. It's going to bring much above average Atlantic hurricane season all across the eastern United States and Canada, including Nova Scotia, PEI, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Quebec, and Ontario, and the Great Lakes region, and Michigan, all the way down to Wisconsin and Chicago, and all those places. Is going to bring much above average Atlantic hurricane season. Is going to bring so much hurricane since the wind shear is going to be really low, waters are going to be really warm. It's going to be a lot of tropical waves coming off the coast of Africa, especially going from late August into September 2025. It's going to bring so much tropical waves coming off the coast of Africa. It's going to bring a whole lot of hurricanes in 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. It's going to bring a lot of hurricanes to the Gulf of Mexico too, as well, since the wind shear is going to be really low and the Gulf of Mexico water is going to be really high. If you have anybody living in the eastern United States, be prepared for 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in hurricanes. Stay safe. Be prepared! Hurricane warning! Earthquake warning! Hurricane warning! Earthquake warning! This is Frankie MacDonald, my own TV station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Typhoon Conray is headed towards Taiwan on Thursday, October 31st, 2024. It's going to bring up to 100 plus millimeters of rain, especially in Taipei, Taiwan, and in southern Taiwan and surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of rain. Winds are going to be really strong. That's going to cause big waves crash on beaches and shores in Taiwan. It's also going to hit parts of eastern China after Taiwan. It's going to affect southern Japan with a lot of rain and wind in southern Japan as well. It's going to bring a whole lot of rain, and that's going to bring down power lines and snap tree branches half in Taiwan, and bring down power lines in Taiwan. That's going to cause mudslides, landslides, and it's going to cause beach erosions. I urge everyone to stay away from the beaches and don't go near the shores. And the Typhoon Conray winds are going to be really strong. That can knock out power. That could cause sewers to back up the streets. That's going to cause a lot of flooding in Taiwan as well. People in Taiwan, be prepared. Have your rubber boots ready, raincoats ready, raincoats ready. When you go outside, wear your regular rubber boots ready, raincoats, keep it dry. Make sure to order your food from your local restaurants. Buy cases of Pepsi, buy cases of Coke. Do your grocery shopping. Don't wait till last minute. Do it right now. Make sure you have your medical kits ready, emergency kits ready, flashlights ready, candles, extra batteries, battery out for your lanterns, bottled water, and generators ready as well. Make sure you have your smartphone, cell phones, laptops, and tablets charging. Have your 3G, 4G, 5G, and LTE mobile internet ready as well. It's going to bring really high winds, big waves crash on beaches and shores as well. If you have anybody live in Taiwan, be prepared for Typhoon Conray on Thursday, October 31st, 2024. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in Typhoon Conray. Stay dry, be safe. Hey everybody, my dad, Frank MacDonald, made his latest song on SoundCloud, Mystic Mist. The title is sounding spooky. And He wrote the lyrics all by himself. He played guitar all by himself. I listened to it. It was great. And he wrote the lyrics all by himself. He played the guitar all by himself. He mastered a song and things like this. You have to check out my dad's latest song, Spooky, if you want to, on his SoundCloud, Mystic Mist. My dad, Frankie MacDonald, made his latest song on SoundCloud, Mystic Mist. His title song is Spooky. He wrote the lyrics all by himself. He played guitar all by himself. He recorded his own song all by himself. You'll give it a listen if you want to. Frank now.
Some of the best Frankie MacDonald videos of this week. What did you guys think of that? Pretty awesome, eh? I love Frankie videos. So good. So good. We got a new costume here in the house.
Ahoy, ahoy, Captain Houck here.
What's going on out there out to sea there? The Pirates of Saskatchewan here.
Ahoy. Arr, there's lots of landlubbers out here. And, oh, shiver me timbers, it's a little chilly out.
Hey,
so I had to grow a
Brandon,
beard.
on the last weekend's Gary Dino Show Boo Zoom, did anybody dress up as Halloween costumes on Boo Zoom last weekend?
Is that like not only is Gary and Dino's show tougher than us, but they're also funnier and more popular.
Ooh, yeah. I may have been dressed up, you know. Maybe it's somebody else. As Brandon Houck, you know.
Kelly Green is asking, what is the forecast next Tuesday in the U.S., Frankie? Sorry if you answered already. I was getting pizza. Frankie?
What?
What was the forecast?
about this? American Thanksgiving's coming up. The highway's going to be so busy. Airport's going to be so busy down the States.
Yeah. What are you asking for what are you getting for Thanksgiving this year, Frankie?
Thanksgiving is back in earlier October in my area.
I'm going to ask for a new pony.
I'm going to ask for a new ship. Arr.
Yeah. Were you born on a pirate ship?
Yo, yes.
No, you better not answer that.
Yeah.
I was born on a pirate ship. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay. What else we got this week, guys? Give me 1 second here. I got something coming up.
And that means Russia's off limits to Canada.
That's true. If you look at the every day on air traffic control, there's got big Prince George Airport says no airplanes from Russia. It says that. In fact, I can read you the exact thing, Frankie. Strange news, odd news, oddities, weird things like that coming up here in the next couple minutes here in the show. Did you know that imposters stole thousands of pounds of cheddar cheese? Ooh. It rattled the UK cheese world. Did you know that?
Oh, yes. Arr. That's a lot of cheese.
Oh, Brandon, you're killing me right now.
Yeah,
it's the beard, isn't it?
Right here it is on Navigation Canada. All aircraft, regardless of the state of registry, directly or indirectly owned, Frankie, chartered, leased, operated, or otherwise controlled by a person connected with either the Russian Federation or of Belarus or a corporation or entity that is incorporated or formed under the laws of Russian Federation or Belarus, and all operators holding an air operator certificate issued by Russian Federation and or Belarus authorities are prohibited to enter, exit, or overfly Canada's territorial airspace. That is the longest sentence in history. New record. Congratulations, Navigation Canada, for the longest sentence in history.
Any other country in North Korea, they're not even allowed to know about the outside world at all.
And you know about this, Frankie? You know that there's an election going on in the United States, right? You know about this next week. And one of the things that these people from Donald Trump's campaign here, Project 2025, they call it, one of the things they want to do is they want to break up the National Weather Service, National Marine Fisheries Services, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. They want to break that up. It says right there on page 674, Frankie, of their manifesto, Project 2025. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Frankie?
Bad news.
Very bad news. Very bad news. So there's a lot of things on the line down there, and we can only hope that sanity prevails in the United States. I don't have much hope for that because throughout human history, sanity has not prevailed very often. It has a way of not prevailing pretty much at all. So a very concerning situation, Frankie.
Really bad situation.
Got
So
some
basically, you're saying that humans are not trustworthy of each other, huh?
There is evidence to support this theory I have that humans cannot be trusted.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's a lot of evidence for that. There's a bat that won a beauty contest in Oregon, Frankie. It's too bad Mark or Chris weren't here, or Brian, to talk about the beautiful bats of Oregon. His name is Quidditch. He won a beauty contest, Frankie.
It's gonna be a thing like this.
And
A
there's
bat?
yeah.
Bats?
He's a very
Really?
pretty. Yeah, he's actually kind of handsome. Like I can see it. You know,
Just as handsome as I am.
No,
Definitely.
no bats. That's
There's
my
an-
phobia.
There's a famous Instagram squirrel named Peanut, and he was seized by the New York State authorities. This poor Peanut. There's been complaints, though. Brought 6 officers from the Department of Environmental Conservation to Mark Longo's home near the Pennsylvania border. He says, they came to my house and raided my house without a search warrant to find a squirrel. The guy's 34 years old. I was treated as if I was a drug dealer and they were going for guns and drugs. The officers took Peanut. He'd amassed hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. They took Fred, who's an addition to the family. The cops took the guy's squirrel. The spokesperson said from the agency, there is multiple reports from the public about the potentially unsafe housing of wildlife that could carry rabies and the illegal keeping of wildlife as pets. And this poor guy. So he has lost his squirrel. And it's hard to make friends with squirrels, Frankie. So I don't know if he'll have a new squirrel anytime soon. I don't know. So that's unfortunate. I feel really bad for that guy and his squirrel, Peanut, there.
Yes, who's back?
Who's back? Is it
Hi.
Hey,
Here.
Hey, Vampire Dracula. How's the blood sucking going tonight? Finding anybody to any blood to drink. And he's got the color changing lights. He's
Here.
Dracula.
Oh, Frankie.
Color changing lights, Dracula. You know,
Good job.
Dracula, that kids in Des Moines, Iowa, had not been allowed to trick or treat since 1938. Yeah, they've not been allowed. So for the first time since 1938, kids went trick or treating in Des Moines, Iowa. Talk about a lame town. It's like you live out in the middle of like corn country. There's nothing to do, and like can't go. Yeah, so I guess fortunately, kids have tried trick or treating for the first time ever, and candy companies are rolling in the dollars.
There's a lot of other people not used to trick or treating in Des Moines, Iowa. It's gonna take slow to recover. Long time.
It'll take a long time to recover from not trick or treating in Des Moines. It's a terrible story. It's awful. It's like child abuse, Frankie.
Some other countries are going backwards.
Especially if they start trying to break up the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Did you see, Frankie? There's a guy this week at the World Series, and he tried to steal the ball out of the baseball player's glove. Did you see that?
Bad news.
Yeah. And they ejected him from the game, but then because he's a season ticket holder, they let him come back. They said, okay, you can come back for game 5. And it's just a mild assault you did there on a whatever, you know.
Like in baseball, that means soon. And like in baseball, when it and the Dodgers won the World Series.
Right?
Meanwhile, yeah, the Dodgers won the World Series, and that's great because I think the New York Yankees, everyone's so tired of them. So tired of them. But actually, I'm tired of the Dodgers too. But let's pick your poison. So in Boulder, Colorado, Frankie, 5 elephants in the Colorado Zoo, they say could someday sue for freedom. The Supreme Court in Colorado, if it sides with an animal rights group and declares them persons under the law. The justices have questions about cats and dogs now. How do I know where it stops, says Justice Melissa Hart Thursday evening, if this might someday lead to people's pets being emancipated, such as that guy's squirrel that the cops took there in Pennsylvania. Anyways, at stake is whether elephants from Cheyenne Mountain Zoo could be treated as people. Which I'm in favor of. You know, it's a ridiculous news. Yeah, but I agree. So the Non-Human Rights Project is these people, and the elephants in question, the names is Missy, Kimba, Lucky, Lulu, and Jambo. And they should be able to use a long-held process that's mainly for prisoners to dispute their detention. The group says the animals, they're born in the wild, they're showing signs of brain damage because it's a prison. They're putting them in a prison. Animals cannot live especially elephants are huge. They're used to walking around for long periods of time. Not even a polar bear could fight an elephant, Frankie.
That means the elephants are so strong.
Yeah, they could. Do you ever see sometimes elephants just go berserk? And when they go berserk, nothing can stop them except for artillery.
Even then, it takes big artillery.
Yeah, you need him with a tank.
Like one cop one time, an elephant went berserk, and he emptied his entire clip of his 45 into the elephant's ear from 10 feet away. And the elephant just kept on plowing things over.
Well, animals go crazy. And elephants are no exception, right? So sometimes they become intoxicated. These bull elephants, they have this period they go through called must. And they can become, they get this large amount of reproductive hormones kind of flare up. And they can go berserk. But they can also get from sickness or injury, or if they're harassed for a long time, right? They could be displaying dominance. They could be traumatized from being in captivity, Frankie.
That means because something bad could happen to animals too.
And you know what their advice is? If an elephant runs at you, you can try these steps to stay safe. In step 1, it says, stand your ground and stay still. But before that, it says, you can try these steps to stay safe. So what if you try that step and it doesn't work? I've done that with bears a couple times, black bears, a bunch of times, right? I've done that with bulls, which can be a little bit more nervous because there are bulls that will not stop. But a bull elephant, right? But it says, do not turn your back on the elephant or make any sudden movements. It will likely stop running after a short distance. Try startling it with this loud, firm voice. So if you run across, if next time it's not an ostrich, but it's an elephant, Brandon, running around in southern Alberta, you can take those steps. Do not move at all.
Don't move at all.
And they have long noses. They can smell when you're soiling your pants.
Yeah.
They'll know, right? So you gotta be careful.
All Western social media is not allowed in China.
Nobody told meteorologist Mark that Halloween fireworks were a thing. And Hank says it's news to him because in Saskatchewan, it's not a thing everywhere. It's new in BC. It is, though. It is. It's kind of a Karen went off to bed, I think. Did you still hear Karen?
Still here.
Okay. So it says that you went off to bed, so I was confused there. And then I like this. One of our regular panelists, I won't say who, he says, it's the Halloween storm tonight at the school I work at. What a mess. I hate holidays when the kids have parties in the classroom and eat everything up so good. It's sticky all over the floors. I won't be on tonight because of that.
Hey guys, if you want to follow me on social media, my blue sky is at Frankie MacD. My threads is Frankie MacD 1984. My ex formerly known as Twitter is at Frankie MacD. My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD 1984. My TikTok is Frank 1984. My Clapper is Frank 1984. My Twitch is Frank 1984. My Snapchat is Frankie MECD1. My YouTube channel is Dogs Wolves. And my LinkedIn is Frankie MacDonald. Best luck to you. I'm Frank Donald. Here's the Meteorological Weather Report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic.
Kelly reports that they may be talking in Quebec in some places about moving trick-or-treating to Friday or Saturday, right? So if that's the case, then maybe we could say when is meteorological Halloween and when is official Halloween, astronomical Halloween. Maybe then. Well, this has been the subdued meteorological report tonight. Obviously, I've not been eating sugar and candy. My teeth hurt for like a week. And when I think about everyone eating all this sugar tonight, and one of the commenters there, he says, the kids in Des Moines, Iowa, they're probably going to have sugar overload and go crazy tonight because they never had sugar before in Des Moines, Iowa. Well, not like this, kids. This is the big time. It's like all those children who suffered for all those years in Des Moines, Iowa, with not even Halloween to look forward to, nothing to look forward to in Des Moines except for, the corn getting cut, and then you can see more stuff, which is nothing because there's nothing in Des Moines.
Marlo, leave it alone. Marlo, give it back. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, I realize I might be sending some mixed messages here with the BC Strong hat, sweater. It just happened to be the warm sweater on, and now I got a baby face on. And here's the kids. We're going trick-or-treating together. Kids are with me for Halloween this year. And this time I'm the big baby. That's a pretty good costume. This guy's a surveyor. Corey's in the sewer. Oh my God. Wow. Oh no. And can I get a pack of smokes? I swear I'm 19.
Yeah.
Wait, I only took 3.
Move out. Let's go.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he's like, don't take too much candy. Move out. What time do people start trick-or-treating, Norma? Like, I'm not
Early birds.
I really don't know because I'm not a good parent.
Early birds.
And I haven't done it much. Pretty hard to beat that decoration. That thing is awesome.
Awesome.
Can I get in with it? Gonna go check it out, or?
Marshmallow Man.
I think you can go in that door and trick or treat.
Don't do it. Give it back.
That's the show. That's the show, Vampire Frankie.
I gotta run because my dog's freaking out because we got fireworks all over the place tonight.
Oh my.
So yeah, I gotta run.
That's the show.
What about you, Hulk? Is that the show for you?
I shall say that is the show.
Yeah, he's not doing good, babe.
Well, Brandon, I gotta hand it to you. And Frankie, I gotta hand it to you. That was a good episode. Thanks very much, everybody. And Hilding Donaldson out there, Karen Richards in Prince George, Frankie MacDonald, Sydney, Nova Scotia, Brandon Houghton, Brooks, Alberta, good old-fashioned meteorological report here. I'm Joey Only here, comedy meteorology show, Prince George, C4 88.7, CKW95, Winnipeg, CFBX Kamloops, and of course, Rogers Television. Thank you very much, everybody. That's the show.
And I got something else to say. I'd like to say hi to Joey Only.
Jolie Only, this is Cam talking. Cameron Madison from Toronto, Nova Scotia.
I'm doing great so far. Joey Only lives in Wells First and he used to host a meteorological weather report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Joey Only's a really nice guy. It's on C.
Joey Only, I'm Cameron.
Joey Only Terrible Weather Dude. His YouTube channel, Joey Only Terrible Weather Dude. I'm on Joey Only show every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. And Joey Only used to work for Vancouver Giants Western Hockey League team. He's a big fan of Prince George Cougars. It's Joey Only's with Brandon Hulk, Image, Cookie Bailey, and all those guys in Joey Only show. It's on CFUR 88.7 FM, Prince George, and CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg, CFBX 92.5 FM in Kamloops. It's on Rogers TV in Vancouver Island on the Western Canada. And Joey Only's a really nice fella. He lives in Wells, British Columbia, and I'm on this podcast every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic, and 8 p.m. Mountain, where Brandon Help is at. And Joey Only is a great guy. I'm on his podcast, things like this. Best luck, yeah. I'm Frank Down. You listen to Joey Only show every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Say hi, Joey Only.
I'll tune in. Hi, Jolie Only. There we go.
And I got something else to say. I gotta say hi. I'm here. The same how hanging out is still here. Yeah. The same how hanging out is like the thing going here and going out. I will see you on Halloween, October 31st, 2025. how she how it is like, you know, okay, you know.